Good morning. It is 9 o'clock. It is the 4th day of February 2021. That means only 10 days to buy your Valentine a present. Or if you don't have a Valentine, you can buy me a present because I am your grumpy guide to all things gaming. The OG GM, it's Thursday, which means it's time for another round of Game Master tips, ideas, suggestions. Not like I know anything better than any other DM. I just have some experience that I feel like I could share with you. You can use it, or you can toss it aside. Either way. Support me, Munster. I need a sponsor, and I will sell out. Just saying. Okay, so last week, we talked about bad guys, and we talked about ways to speed up combat with bad guys. So let's continue talking about bad guys and ways to make our bad guys more interesting by making them clever and running a bad guy as if they were an actual person as opposed to just a stat block. So one thing you will notice throughout the history of our hobby, really, I can speak most of the time. The history of our hobby is, when you're looking at the stat blocks of a bad guy, they fight to the death. You go in, there's 8 mooks, goblins, stormtroopers, robbers, agents of Hydra, whatever. And they will just fight you. Whatever. Usually because you started the fight 9 out of 10 times, but they just fight to the death. There's no motivation to fight to the death. There's no real reason for them to fight to the death, but just the stat block and the experience point says you get the experience for killing them. Now, later editions of the game gave you the option to maybe, if you defeat them without killing them or make them run away, or why is there a quarter on my desk, or stuff like that, you can get half experience. Like, I turn the undead go running away, and I don't have to deal with them again. I'm not going to chase them. Okay, half experience points. You still defeated them. So let's take that idea into today's bad guy mentality. And where does it say they have to fight to the death? I mean, what's in it for them? Okay, yeah, sure. Crazy death cultists of the death god of Deathington, Deathy Death, fanatics, probably will fight to the death, But just your average mook is like, am I getting paid to fight to the death? What is my motivation to fight to the death? I mean, if these guys are going to still keep killing me and show no sign, then I'll keep defending myself. But do they have to fight to death? Couldn't they surrender or run away? Now, especially like mindless mooks, goblins aren't going to stick around if they're losing. They're going to run away and regroup and come back much tougher and much smarter. Goblins will give up. They'll surrender. Probably most orcs, most of your bad guys, if placed in a situation where they have a choice to stay alive, are going to surrender. Especially your smarter bad guys, your humanoid bad guys, your mid-bosses, even your big bosses might run away, might surrender. I mean, like in this thing I'm writing right now, I don't know if I'll ever run it, but I have a bad guy and he'll surrender because he knows there's a reward for his capture alive. So it's to his advantage to surrender to the heroes, assuming that they're going to turn him in for the reward, and then hoping he can either escape from the jail or his teammates will eventually free him from the jail. Either way, it's to his advantage to stay alive and surrender. So I have in the options for the fight with this bad guy that if dropped below a certain amount of hit points or if given a chance, he'll give up. He'll be like, hey, whatever. Okay, I surrender. Take me in. You can get 300 gold pieces if you take me in. And I use that idea a lot. I mean, I use it in D&D. I use it in supers, especially in supers. I mean, there's no reason to fight to the death in a superhero game because nobody stays dead in superheroes. And there's jail. And, hey, super jail isn't bad. 3 meals a day, a nice apartment. I get whatever I want. I mean, Sure, why not? I'll surrender because I know eventually I'll break free, or someone will break me free, or the jail's power will, stop functioning and we'll be able to have a massive jail breakout because that's just the way logic and superheroes works. So make your bad guys smart. Run them as if they are actual living individuals and not just stat blocks. Yes, humanoid bad guys who are intelligent, who have no reason to fight to the death, probably won't fight to the death. They will probably, if given a chance, give up or run away if it looks like they're going to die. I mean, I'm Bob the Goblin, and I've got 26 goblins at home that my wife is taking care of, and I'm getting, what, a copper a day to work for this evil mastermind, and suddenly a bunch of heroes show up, and they're like, ah! I'll be like, no, I've got a wife and 27 goblins to take care of back home. I surrender. Let me go. I'll tell you where the bad guy is. Because unless they're fanatics who are just like, yes, we will die in the name of Hydra, they're gonna why not surrender? Why not run away? Why not use the area to their advantage? They've been here longer than the heroes. They probably know more about the area than the heroes, so it's to their advantage to use the area for ambushes, to set things up, to run away, to mislead the heroes, to tell them, hey, if you let me go, I'll tell you what's on the other side of that door. Hey, how much are you guys paying? Maybe I can come work for you if you're paying me more than my boss is. Make your bad guys smart. Make your bad guys individuals and not just stat blocks. Make your bad guys make smart decisions. Look at the stats. Like, oh, swords and bows. Well, if I have a choice between a sword and a bow, I'm going to go for the bow because that means I'm far away. And it gives me a better chance to take advantage of the scene and run away. Because I've got now that time between me and them before they get to me, which means I could run for it if the bows aren't working. They're not always going to go to sword. If they got special abilities, they might use them. They might not use them, but they're definitely going to use their abilities to their advantage to make sure they can either win the fight or get away if they're losing the fight, because very rarely do people fight to the death. Now, zombies, undead, mindless abominations, robots, elementals, demons, angels, things like that, wolves, they'll probably fight to the death. But your mooks, especially your, major bad guy mooks, like the guy I'm writing this up for, if given a chance, should be smart. Your bad guys should be smart. The bad guys should have options. The bad guys should know about the area because they've been there longer. And the bad guys should say, you know what? It's not worth my time and effort to die. And the player should be like, well, I'm still going to get experience points anyways, right? Or milestone or whatever. So why continue this fight longer? Because I'm going to capture this guy. I'm still going to take his stuff. And then I can turn him in for the reward. Or maybe I could use him to my advantage to move further along in the adventure. There's no advantage to me to kill him unless it's intrinsically built into that character's mentality. Like, I'm a crazy murder hobo who has to kill everybody because I want every ounce of experience points and every ounce of treasure. But you're still going to get the experience points if you capture him, and you're still going to get the stuff if you capture him. So really, in today's game, there's no reason to be a murder hobo because you're still going to get the stuff and you're still going to get to roll the dice. Just now, he's surrendered. You can use him to your advantage, and you have a chance to fight him again because we know inevitably those bad guys that surrendered to you are going to escape and come back because that's just the way it works. So anyways, there are some ideas of how to make your bad guys more intelligent, feel like living, breathing individuals in the world as opposed to stat blocks. Use them as living, breathing individuals as opposed to stat spots. Think about what they would do if this situation really happened. Would they fight to the death? Or would they be like, no, I can run away. I can surrender. I can use this place to my advantage because I've been here longer. Make your bad guys smart. I don't know. What do you think? If you like this idea, comment down below. If you don't like this idea, comment down below. If you're going to unsubscribe, let me know why, because I can't fix it if you don't tell me what's broken. Support me, subscribe, help me hit 500 subs. by August 4th, and we'll do something insane. As always, hit that notification button. And hey, Munster, I will sell out. Oh, yeah. Talk to you later.